The first time I saw you. I had travelled far that day, and as I walked into the village in the last rays of Anshi, you were the first one I saw. The light glinted off your horns and turned your fur into gold. I stopped just at the sight, but you thought I wanted to speak to you. Thank the Earth Mother you did, as I don't know that I could have started talking after that vision. You asked if I needed help and showed me the way to the inn. I offered to buy you a drink by way of thanks, and you accepted. I wonder, did you feel anything then? Or were you happy to get a free drink? I think maybe you felt something, as you stayed to share a meal with me. It is good that you did, as it meant you were there when I found there was nowhere to sleep that night. I was only too happy to accept your offer of a place to stay for the night, and I was pleased that you accepted the only payment I could make, that of some stories. Our first night together, with the fire between us and the rain pouring down outside. If I were telling a story, that would have to change. But you always heard what was real, even if others heard a better story. I had decided to stay a few days even before I reached the village. Yes, I spoke of finding somewhere else to stay, but I was already there. The awkward way you suggested that I stay with you, it was charming. Of course, I was ready to say yes. I always wondered, were you pulling in some favours to make the weather turn like that? The third day it started to rain and didn't stop. There's no sense in travelling, so I stayed. After 2 days of rain, the lake was rising, roofs were leaking, everyone was busy working. We spent the whole day building banks and patching roofs, you and I. By the time it was dark, we were both soaked and too tired to eat much, so we just grabbed some bread and cheese and went home, as I felt it was. We ate a little with wet clothes dripping around us and the fire built up for warmth. I looked over to you and you know the rest. I realised then that I was forever and always yours. I admit that I woke in the night, worried that you had gone and what you might think in the morning. But you were still there, and what I saw in your face when we shared breakfast told me all I needed to know. After that there was no question of me travelling, at least without you. I stayed and told my stories and became part of the village. I felt you always wanted to travel, and after some time you admitted it to me. Without you I would continue to tell my tales in small villages, or even return to spend all my time working for the circle. You, my love. You were the one who convinced me to travel more and to tell my tales even as far as Pandaria. Everywhere we went you would listen, even though you'd heard the stories many times before, clapping with the rest of them as if the stories were just as new to you. Maybe you just never listened. No, I can never complain of that with you. Except when I told you not to bother the law walkers with my old stories. I could see how proud you were when they asked for more stories and recorded them. I meant everything I said the night I told stories of the High Chieftain's family, and told of the Shuhalu who made my world complete, who was the most noble and kind of them all. I am pleased I was able to say that to you when you could hear me. There can never be another like you. So we continue to travel and sometimes spend time at our home. If only I had known when you suggested that journey, I would have kept you at home or given myself in your place if I could. Maybe the ancestors couldn't wait for you to join them. Maybe it was just fate that took you that night. Either way, you were taken, and the dawn never came. Now, as I walk through this endless night, my only wish is that one day I will see your smiling face standing with the ancestors, and once more we will walk the world together.